Hello everyone, it's Karen. Today I'm going to do another video. Just let me sort my camera. And I thought I'd do it in the front room today, at different locations. This is the location I used to do quite a lot of my early videos in, but today I'm going to be doing my first album review. Thought I'd do an album review. And that's going to be reviewing Abbey Road today. So, since yesterday was the 50th anniversary of this iconic cover being taken, I'm going to go over the album in detail. I'm going to show you my copy of the vinyl and the CD, go over each song individually and show you my copy of the vinyl and my copies as well. So yeah, bit of history about it. This was released on the 26th of September 1969 on Apple Records. It was the Beatles' 12th release. It wasn't their last album they released. It was the last album to feature songs they recorded together. So this was the last album the Beatles recorded. In the period of February to August of '69. By 1969, the Beatles were kind of on the verge of falling apart in a way. They'd been through the disastrous Let It Be and Get Back sessions, which featured them arguing, which they argued a lot in those sessions. And George Martin kind of believed that was going to be the end of the Beatles and they weren't going to work again, but he got a surprise phone call from Paul saying that they were going to make another album and would George like to produce it. George said he would, with the condition that they worked like they used to. So recording kind of began in February of 1969, but didn't really and continue through to March and April of '69. But they didn't, and kind of May of '69, but they didn't really pick it back up until July of '69, and the sessions were concluded and the mixing was done by August of '69, and the album came out in September of '69. During the sessions, John Lennon was in a car accident with his wife Yoko Ono on holiday in Scotland, and had to miss some of the sessions, but John still was in those sessions of Abbey Road. The cover is one of the most iconic images of all time because they're walking across the Silver Corner, and loads of people have recreated that cover, and I have myself, by walking in that exact same spot that they walked outside Abbey Road Studio. So I'm going to talk about the cover as well, since this is about the video. And so yeah, the cover was taken on the 8th of August 1969 by a photographer called Ian McMillan. There were many plans to do this. They planned to go to Everest and shoot the cover, but they couldn't do that. And they were going to call it Everest because that was the brand of cigarettes that their engineer, Jeff Emmerich, liked to smoke. So the plans to go to Everest, but that didn't happen. So they just thought, let's do Abbey Road instead. So yeah, they did. And obviously it's become one of the famous image covers of all time. And it's probably my favourite album cover of all time. That is probably what I'm going to do a separate video on, my favourite album covers, because it just seems like a cool topic. I've seen loads of videos on that, so I thought, yeah, why not do a video on that? So, I'm going to show you my copies. So I've got the 2009 CD. This is from the stereo box set that came out in 2009. So the songs there. Opens up that. And the CD looks like this. Abbey Road. With the Apple logo. They all come with books. I'll show you the book of that. It's the France. The back. Inside, a picture of the Beatles at John's home in Titness in August 1969. And there's some outtakes from the cover sessions of Abbey Road. There's about 5 of them, but they took 6 on that day. But this picture was chosen where they're all walking in time, because they're all kind of not really walking in time in some of the outtakes. Notes about the album. Talking about it, really like that picture. Recording notes. So this came out in stereo, because by then the stereo was kind of the thing. Mono had now kind of phased out. Okay, so now I'm going over the vinyl. Now this is not an original from '69, it's a 2012 reissue from the vinyl set, but I bought this individually at HMV. Because I didn't know if I was going to get an original, but yeah. There's the songs there, and now some copies will have Her Majesty listed at the sleeve, as does the CD, but the original vinyls don't. Some copies on vinyl do and some don't for some reason, but I don't know why. Now the back picture is quite intriguing. It's got the Beatles and Abbey Road street sign, and when Ian McMillan, the photographer, took the this picture, Beatles Abbey Road, a lady in a blue dress walked past him. It was kind of haphazard, really, kind of a happy accident, really, but it annoyed him. But it just they just went for it as the back picture, and it's a okay back picture, really, you know. So anyway, we'll show you the vinyl record. So a nice black sleeve. just like the original. And it's on this nice Apple label. And the sound of this is really good, actually. I know there's some like people say that some quality control issues, but this is just clean up my lens a bit. That looks a bit better. See that? There we are. Hang on a minute. I just need to get my lens a bit better. Clean. There we are. That looks a bit better. There we are. That's much better. Okay. And also, before I go over the album's tracks, there's some copy of some early pressings of the sleeve have the Apple logo misaligned to here, but later pressings were corrected by moving it to that. And of course, this album's just been announced its re-release. There's going to be many editions. I'm just going to get the deluxe edition, you know, because I can't really afford the super deluxe. I might get the vinyl. I did get the vinyls of the White Album and Sgt. Pepper 50th anniversary, so remind you there someday. But anyways, let's talk about Abbey Road today. So the album begins with Come Together. This is a John Lennon song. This is a really good rocky song. This is really like the intro to really like that. Got a good intro. The lyrics are good as well. Got really good rhythm to it. You know, it's one of those ones you could just tap your foot to. It's just a really good song. Really like Come Together. It was also the only single from the album as well. It's featured on compilation albums Come Together. Then Something. This is a George Harrison song. This is probably one of George Harrison's best songs he wrote with the Beatles. George didn't write that many, but this is one of his best. You know, George has 3 songs in this album, which we'll get talked about as well. But Something's one of his best, and Something was also the B-side of Come Together. Both sides did chart. It was double A side, Something and Come Together. But the single kind of came out after the album in October of '69. So, but Something's still a great song, still brilliant. One of George Harrison's best. Then we have Maxwell's Silver Hammer, quite a good one from Paul. One that Paul sings. It's just basically just a fun, upbeat song about a guy that kills people. Really, I don't know why, but I just like the song Maxwell's Silver Hammer. Don't really know what to say about it, but it's a good song. Really nice, good song. We like the synthesizers at the middle, in between the chorus and the second verse. The lyrics are really good. Oh Darling. This is one of Paul's best songs. He really kind of lets it roar. He does a good vocal performance in this. Paul has a lot of good vocal performances on his psalms. Really, sometimes he does it hard and shouty, but sometimes he'll do it soft and smooth. You know. And Oh Darling is one of his great songs. Good lyrics, good vocals, good lyrics, good guitar work to it, whatnot. So yeah, really like Oh Darling. We have Octopus's Garden. This one I think was written by Ringo. I don't know. I'll just check I'll just check to see if it was. I think I'll say somewhere. Was it written by Ringo? Yes. Yes, it was. This is a Ringo song. This is one he wrote and sang. This was his second song he wrote after Don't Pass Me By in the White Album, 1968. I really like Octopus's Garden. A really good song, really good lyrics. It's just a really good song, really good fun song, really. I mean, it's almost as good as Yellow Sun Ring that Ringo sings as well. Yeah. Octopus's Garden is a really good song. Really good lyrics, really good song. It's just a really nice song. It's also on the Blue Album as well. So that's really cool. Then we have probably one of the weakest tracks in the album, I Want You, She's So Heavy. It kind of goes on a bit long. It's nearly 8 minutes. I mean, Hey Jude was on, but that's a great song. But it's alright. It's just not one of my favourites. I don't really like the lyrics that much. There's not really much lyrics to the song. And the end bit kind of drags on for a bit. You know, the do like that, you know. It just kind of drags on a bit, the song. But it's not bad. It maybe needs to grow on me a bit more. But and then we turn over to side 2. And side 2 starts off with another great song, Here Comes the Sun, also sung and written by George. This was inspired to write in Eric Clapton. He wrote this in Eric Clapton's back garden. George and Eric were good friends, of course, as we all know. And excuse me. And George was inspired to write the song, and it's turned out to be one of George's best songs. You know, whilst it was not released as a single, it's featured on the Blue Album compilation. It's also featured on the Beatles box compilation. It's one of George Harrison's best songs in my view. His best Beatles songs in my opinion. And yeah, it's always good when the sun's out. You know, whenever summer comes and the sun's out, it's a good song for that really. Then we have Because. this is a really good song featuring like 3-part harmony in a way. You know, Paul, John, and George sing this together. It's a really good song, really 3-part harmony. In a 1969 interview with David Wigg, George had said, "Oh, they hadn't done something like this since the B-side. The B-side of Ticket to Ride. Yes, it is. I don't think they'd done that. They hadn't done 3-part harmony since 1965. So, really good song. Then we kind of get the start of the long one, which is a full medley on side 2. We start with "You Never Give Me Your Money." This is a really good one from Paul. A nice soft song when he's from the piano. Really good lyrics. And then it kind of builds up a bit and then it kind of goes up a bit with lyrics contributions from John and George. Yeah, just a really good song. "You Never Give Me Your Money," which is kind of similar to a song that will come later on near the end of the album, which we'll talk about as well. Kind of lines like "I never give you my such and such," you know. And then we get "Sun King." Again, another weak song on the album. It's another George Harrison song. It's not one of my favourites on the album. It's just, it needs to grow on me again a bit more. It's not really one of his best, but we'll kind of talk about that really later. But yeah, it's not one of my favourites. It's alright, really. But it needs to grow on me a bit more. Maybe it needs to grow on me a bit more. You know, it's just not one of his best, really. Then we get "Mean Mr. Mustard." I really like. It's quite a humorous song about this fictional guy called Mean Mr. Mustard. In fact, there's a guy that I'm subscribed to on YouTube who named himself after a song, but he called himself Mean Mr. Mayor. But anyway, I really like Mean Mr. Mustard. It's a really kind of fun, only short, but it's really, really good song. A really funny, kind of upbeat, good song. Mean Mr. Mustard. I know it's short, but it is good. Then we get "Polythene Pam," another good one. Again, short, but it's really, really good. An upbeat kind of song. And they do "Yeah, yeah, yeah," which makes me think of "She Loves You" in a way, you know. Then we get "She Came In Through the Bathroom Window." And this one, not as short as the two I said, but this is like 2 minutes. "She Came In Through the Bathroom Windows." A really good song from Paul here. Good lyrics, good rhythm to it, you know. It's a good song, you know. Yeah, good song. But the last 3 or 4 are great, just great. "Golden Slumbers" starts off the last part of the medley. It's just a beautiful song with the orchestra and the lyrics. It was inspired by a lullaby that Paul was at his sister's house in Liverpool. I think it's at his dad's house, but it was at a family house in Liverpool, and he found some piano music. And "Golden Slumbers" was one of the ones he found. He couldn't really read the music, so he just put a tune to it and he just wrote lyrics to it, and it's become a great song. And this is the kind of medley that Paul has closed his concerts with, and that was the case when I saw him at Glasgow. Then we have "Carry That Weight." This is a really good one, another really great song. I mean, and this is kind of one of the songs that reprises that I mentioned earlier. You know, "I never give you my pillow, I only send you my invitations, and in the middle of celebrations I break down." It kind of reprises that in a way, you know. But it's a really good song, "Carry That Weight." And then we get "The End." It's called "The End." It doesn't mention the album title, but it's called "The End." It kind of starts off rocky, and then Ringo does a drum solo, which is probably the only drum solo that Ringo has had on any Beatles albums. It's his only drum solo. And then it goes, "Do love you, love you." There's not very much lyrics to it. And then it goes, "And in the end, the love you take." And then it comes to a really good end with that line. And yeah, it's just one of my favourite songs, "The End." Whilst it's not listed on the sleeve and label, but listed on the CD, there was a track called "Her Majesty." Now this is a short 23-second song, Paul and the acoustic guitar singing about the Queen. This was actually supposed to be coming in between "Mean Mr. Mustard" and "Polythene Pam," but Paul didn't like it and instructed to throw it out. But the engineer didn't really want to get rid of anything, so what the engineer did, which probably was Philip McDonald, who was doing the mixing and editing for the album, he basically put 14 seconds of silence at the end of "The End," and then "Her Majesty" came in, and Paul liked the result, and they decided to just keep it like that. And that's how it's kind of been, really, with "Her Majesty" and being at the end as a hidden track, almost like the Sgt. Pepper Inner Groove thing, which is quite cool. So that's what the album ends. On a scale of 1 to 10, the album gets a 9. It's one of my favourite Beatles albums. It definitely comes at the top. It's probably number 2, along with Sgt. Pepper and the White Album. But my favourite is "Please Please Me." I love that album. I mean, I like all Beatles albums, but "Please Please Me" and "Abbey Road" are my 2 particular favourites. So yeah, of course this will be re-released on September the 27th. I kind of want to jump in and join the celebrations of Abbey Road. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again for the next video.